Hey everybody, that last number that called me, it was a scammer spoofing a Quincy number. And the person's like, oh, the number that came up in your phone. So I basically told him it's mine. It turns out that it's not that. It's a spoof number. It's a scammer's. And when I called the number back, it was a little old man who has no clue what's going on from my hometown. And he is not aware of it. He says, well, I've had this number for a long time. That's right, but your number's been spoofed. It's been piggybacked. And like I said, I told him he needs to call his phone company and tell him that his number's been spoofed. Because what's going on is this is what identity theft is. People, listen up. If you don't think identity theft can affect you or hurt you, you are wrong. Okay? I do these scam calls all the time. That's just one form of identity theft. All right? They get a hold of your social security number, your driver's license. They have your birth dates. They have all of your information. All right? That guy there, he's like, oh, I've had this number forever. Really, really nice guy. He said he's had the number forever. That's great. Guess what? It's being spoofed, which means they're using his number to call up other people in Quincy, Illinois. They do this all over the United States. And you heard exactly what that person said to me on the phone. Oh, well, you can call back the number that I called you back. And I basically said, oh, so that's my number you're calling me at. And they end up hanging up on me. But here's the thing. These are scams. People are getting scammed. That gentleman there, his number is being used in fraudulent activities. I cannot tell you enough how bad these spam calls are and how they take people's phone numbers. It's called spoofing. I call it piggybacking. They take those numbers and they call everybody in that area. This gentleman here had no clue, and his exact words to me were like, well, I've had this number my entire life. Great. My dad's had his number for over 75 years. Same phone number. Okay, I told him he needs to call his phone company and complain. All right, if you do not know what identity theft is or how it can affect you and harm you, I'm doing these as jokes because this area of identity theft only harms really nobody. Because I'm not giving out any information that's going to be vital to where they can break into my system. The problem is they're using people's information to get a hold of me because I've been in somebody's or my dad or somebody else. Here's what I can tell you. You need to get identity theft protection. Some way, shape, form. You can get it from me, you can get it from somebody else. I would not use LifeLock. They've been breached so many times with the FCC and people's information been sold. That's like asking the criminal to come watch your house after they robbed your house. You know, but there are other great forms of identity theft protection. You go to idguy.org, all that kind of stuff. I'm doing this, but right now, coming into Christmas time, I cannot tell you enough how important to have a good identity theft protection is for you, your family, and all your kids. You know, hospitals get breached. They steal kids' social security numbers right when they're born. So are you even paying attention to a newborn social security number? Of course you're not. But guess what? That person, a social security number, anything can be attached to it. Identity theft is the #1 crime for the last 17 years. And it's getting worse. Get yourself protected today. Anyway, I'm Jeff. I'll talk to you guys later. I gotta get back to work.